Hola mi gente, welcome back to Anewyoricanthing kitchen. Today we're going to be making arroz con squid, okay, or calamares. I bought this product, okay, and it has, what you want to buy is squid pieces in ink, okay, that's what you want to buy. Now I do like to, elevate it a little bit because I feel that the squid with ink, it's like very limited pieces, so I like to buy this medley of different seafood. I got this at BJ's, okay? The other thing you're going to need is I'm making 2 cups of rice with 2 cans of the squid in ink. Now they do sell different ones at the supermarket, so you want to make sure that you want the one with ink because we want this rice to be black. That's what the ink provides. You're going to need 2 cups of rice. You're going to need about 3 tablespoons of your sofrito. Of course, I have the video on how to make my sofrito. And then we have my homemade adobo. Now, if you're using the store-bought adobo, it's a little bit more salty. So I'm using a half a teaspoon of my adobo, homemade. I'm using 2 tablespoons of my homemade sazon. If you want the recipe, also my YouTube channel. If you're using the pre-packaged one, you can use 2 packets. 1/3 cup of oil, any choice except for olive oil. I do not recommend that. As you guys know, I moved to a new place and I'm super excited to have freaking gas finally and not electric. But if you guys do have electric, trust me, I'm used to it. You want to be on high, okay? So I'm gonna put my oil, like I said, 1/3 cup of oil. Use any oil of your liking except for olive oil. I do not recommend that. So we're gonna do 1/3 cup. I have my sofrito, which I freeze. So I'm gonna put 2 cubes of that, which is approximately 3 tablespoons, heaping tablespoons. Do not skimp on your sofrito. Now, for those of you that don't make sofrito, that's fine. Use garlic, onions, peppers, cilantro, chop it up nicely and put that in there instead. I'd rather you do that than buy sofrito from the store because it's gonna taste better. So I want to do that. We're gonna add our sazon. Now I do put cumin in my sazon. I'm not a cumin fan. I put very little. But if mommy and abuela did that, do it. Add the cumin to there. It's fine. Of course, when you do sazon, it does have cumin in it. So, and mine does too. If you saw my recipe, you'll see some cumin in there. I'm not a huge fan. I put very little because I think cumin is very, very strong. So what I want to do is I want to saute my sofrito, okay, because I've got to cook down and it is frozen. I don't have fresh today. I have frozen stuff that I made, of course. And we're going to let that saute in here. Cook down. Oh, it already smells good, guys. Now, if you do not have the seafood medley, it's fine. Don't use it. Just do the squid. Or I know my mom also adds like just fresh shrimp. So it just kind of elevates it a little bit and gives you a little bit more seafood in the rice, which is nice. Or if you just want to do the squid, do what makes you happy. And if that's how mommy or abuela did it, then that's what you should do. And I'll just show you the basics on how to get that done. But the rice is going to be delicious when you add that extra kind of seafood in there. I don't know, it just kind of elevates it a little bit. So I'm going to let this saute. Mine is a little, my sofrito is frozen, so I want to let that cook down a little bit. Hey guys, carefully open this because there is ink in here. Okay, we have that one. I'm going to do 2. So I do 2 cans for 2 cups. So if you're making more rice, obviously increase that quantity. But I'm also adding the extra seafood, which kind of helps the situation. So if you want to just do the 2, you're making like 4 cups of rice for your company or your family. Look at that ink. Oh my deliciousness. It smells so good already. Look at that. Oh my goodness gracious. So now, because I bought a frozen seafood, I'm gonna add this later because you don't want it to get too tough, okay? Because it is frozen stuff. So I always add that kind of later and let that, you know, not overcook because you don't want it to be gummy or anything like that. So we're just gonna saute this down a little bit. See the black, okay? So you're making this like your regular rice, okay? You're adding your sofrito, you're doing all that good jazz. So instead of the beans, you're gonna add this squid. So you just wanna saute this for like 2 or 3 minutes, nothing crazy. I'm using 2 cups of rice. I use long grain rice. If you wanna use your medium grain rice, same thing applies, same amount of water, everything applies the same. So I'm gonna add my rice. And I'm going to mix that up. Okay, so we're doing 2 cups of rice. So I want to add, because there was some liquid from the squid, so I'm going to add 3.5 cups of water as opposed to 4, which we usually double. So this recipe, we're going to do 3.5 cups of water. Just going to add that in. Now remember, guys, this is on a medium-high heat. That's what we want to do. Now, at this point, if you wanted to add your fresh shrimp, or like me, I'm doing this medley, now it's going to happen. Now, the only thing, this medley also has mussels. I'm not adding the mussels. I just want the calamari. I want the scallops. I want the shrimp. So I'm just going to pick and choose the items that I want to put in this rice. So I'm putting the calamari. You see that? The scallops, the shrimp. I mean, just add a handful. It just kind of elevates the dish a little bit. And this is frozen. So this also adds water, which is why I did the 3.5 as well. So I just want to add that in there. And it kind of just gives you a little bit more seafood because the squid, if you see it, it's little pieces. And I just feel like it's always missing something. But you know what? You guys do what you want. This is how I like it, just to kind of elevate it a little bit and just give it a little bit more seafood. Now is the time to add your salt. Now I use kosher salt. You can use any salt you would like to use. This is what I use. And I'm just going to, what you want always is your rice to be slightly salty. So that's where it's gonna go through the rice. It's gonna really give you some nice flavor. But you're gonna add salt according to your liking, because that's more of a preference. Oh my, it already tastes so good. Lots of seafood. Oh my God, actually I think the salt is perfect for whatever I did. So I'm not gonna mess with a good thing. Now at this point also, don't forget, if you're adding your adobo, that's also going to add some salt to it. So don't forget to be mindful of that. So I like to add the adobo because it has the oregano, the extra garlic. You know how it goes. Again, if you want to see my recipe on how to make your homemade adobo, check it out on my YouTube channel. It's all there. All right, guys. So we have this on a medium-high heat, okay? And we're gonna let this boil. Now remember what I always said, do not touch the rice, let it boil. Don't mess with it, you don't have to keep messing with it. It's gonna do its thing. Okay, we'll be back when it finishes boiling. Okay, the water is drying up, so what I wanna do now is I wanna put this into like a little mound. We wanna lower the heat to low. If you have an electric stove, low. Gas stove, low. And then what we want to do is we want to cover it. We're going to cover it for about 15-20 minutes, and we're going to let that cook on low, and then we're going to turn it. Again, do not mess with the rice. Okay, that's my #1 rule. So let it do its thing. About 15 minutes later, we're going to turn it again. Let it cook for another about 10 to 15 minutes when your rice is nice and soft. Okay, what I'm going to serve this with today is tostones and a salad. You guys can do, I'm making also steak today, but you can make another seafood with it, or you can just have the rice stand alone with some tostones. Amazing. All right, guys, so we're going to wait another 15 minutes, and we'll be back to check it out. I can't wait. It has been cooking for about 10 minutes, still in the mound. So we're just gonna break that up. And we're gonna let this cook for another about, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes. I feel like it's, oh yeah, it's almost ready, guys. So mine is gonna take about, I don't know, I would let it cook for another 10 minutes or so on low. Keep it covered. Again, do not mess with it. Remember what I said. Let it do its thing. Okay guys, here's the finished product. How delicious does that look? Can't wait to dig in. See the calamari, and we have the squid in there, and it's like black rice with some tostones. Delicious. That's what's for dinner tonight. Enjoy, guys. I hope you follow, like, and subscribe to my channel. See you again soon. Bye.